Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I will be doing my April review and May forecasting. As always, there will be timestamps in the description if you want to skip the forum read aloud, you want to just hear my thoughts on the rewards, all that jazz. No spreadsheet for the rewards this time. Kabam's doing something a little bit different / a little bit similar to what we've seen in the past, so it's not something I can really do a spreadsheet on without doing like a probability chart, and that's just too much effort. That said, as for my thoughts on April, we've had probably one of my favorite reward structures ever. In the 1 year I've been playing the game, this is absolutely hands down my favorite. I love the concept of choice, and they made it really clear cut. You either get rank up materials or you get shards, and you can pick. And both ways, or if you take one of each, you're still getting on average better rewards than we typically see. I like to see that essentially, small upscaling of rewards, that inflated reward system as we see over time as rosters get beefier and beefier. People need to see higher and higher counts in order to really appreciate rewards, and I appreciated that small scale upwards, well, relatively small, overall, and it's just been an absolutely amazing month. I think that the event quest itself was not too bad. There was definitely some frustration in the monthly event, but overall it was easier, I'd say, than some of the worst months we've seen. And then the side event, super fast. Yeah, the bosses are frustrating if you don't have the right answers, but to get there is fairly easy. It's 1 energy, it's just 2 paths, a super accessible and reasonable month. With great rewards all around. A little bit of a meme. I don't know if the special key ended up being a long-running April Fool's joke. I'm not gonna lie, I think the sticky key was a long-running April Fool's joke. I just really can't think of any other thing than that, but it was a little bit funny if you read the in-game bit. I do appreciate the lore and all the very clever story writing from Kabam. Overall, just an absolutely amazing month. I really liked it, and I hope May, which does look to be, will be as exciting as April. That said, I'm going to read through the post here, and then we'll talk about rewards afterwards. So summoners, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to defeat certain targets and recover valuable intel stolen by our enemies. If you can do this for us, we will reward you with rift detectors or our fabled digital chronometer. Your target. Each day you will be assigned a target in the special objectives that is in possession of a special key card. The intelligence is limited, so we will give you as much information as we can, but it will be up to you to discover the identity of the target. Our first target is codenamed Destroyer. He was last seen in Black Widow Red by Dawn, Chapter 1, Quest 1. Target was heading northeast. Defeat the target in a quest, arena, incursion, or duel. Defeat the target and obtain his keycard. You'll need it for the next step in your mission. Gather intel in Red Room Ops. After you have defeated the target, you can use the keycard to enter a Red Room Ops quest, where you will gather the important intel that has been stolen from us. To avoid detection, it's imperative that you only bring 2-star champions into these quests. Red Room Ops are available in 4 different difficulties and require a keycard to enter. You can use a keycard to enter any of these difficulties, but it will be destroyed upon entry. The higher difficulty you complete, the more intel that you will return to us. Normal is 43 intel per completion, heroic 95, master 220, epic 258. Remember, all difficulties use the same key card, so choose your difficulty level wisely. The maximum intel that can be gathered over the course of the event is 9,030. The more intel you return, the more opportunities to utilize our technology. Intel store. In exchange for this important intel, we will offer you the chance to purchase rift detectors or a dimensional chronometer. Rift detectors come in 4 tiers and are a technology that will allow you to access special red rift quests, while a dimensional chronometer will allow you to choose your own reward in a rift. Choose carefully though, as we only have 1 dimensional chronometer for each tier of rift available. The prices vary depending on the tier of rift detector that you want to purchase, and there will be a limited amount in stock. Tier 4, 500, Tier 3, 350, Tier 2, 150, and Tier 1, 60. In order to purchase the Rift 4, you need to be uncollected or above. In order to purchase Tier 3, you need to be proven or above. And just quick math here, it's 9,000 to do Tier Rift 4 18 times, so that consumes almost all of your intel as well. We also have a special bundle in each tier that includes a rift detector and a digital chronometer, limit of 1 per agent for the entire month. So For 300, you also the chronometer for tier 1, 900 for tier 2, 2100 for tier 3, and 3000 for tier 4. So you will be sacrificing 5 of your rift attempts if you want that guaranteed pull. Use your rift detectors to open red rifts and find your reward. Red rifts. Once you have obtained your rift detector, you'll be able to open a rift and obtain your reward. Rifts are short, low energy quests where you will be randomly transported to a path that contains a valuable reward, and some champions that stand in your way. Defeat your enemies, claim your reward, and teleport ahead to fight the boss. Now, unlike before, you will also have one opportunity during this event to choose exactly which reward you want. Use the digital chronometer to open a gate to a special portal that will allow you to decide which path you would like to be transported to. You will only have access to one this month, so choose wisely. As a reminder, the path you choose will be randomly selected unless you use the digital chronometer, but here are the rewards, and we'll talk about those in a brief moment. Junior and Senior Red Room Recruit Crystals. During this event, special Junior and Senior Red Room Recruit Crystals will be available. These special 2-star crystals, they should be 1-star crystals, contain a wide variety of champions, including many that are not regularly available as 2-star champions. Junior Red Room Recruit Crystals will be available to all summoners that have achieved the designation of Contender, and Senior will only be available to summoners that are Conqueror or above. The difference between the 2 crystals is the selection of champions they contain. You'll be able to see which champions are in each crystal when they go live. Your mission will start on April 29th and will conclude on June 3rd. Should any member of your team be caught, the Red Room Academy will disavow all knowledge of your actions. Good luck, summoners. So that said, my thoughts overall, well, we'll start with rewards because that's probably what people are interested. I like that you can sacrifice 5 out of 18, so of your Rift runs of tier 4 to get a guaranteed. I could do the math on the other ones, but I think Rift 4 is the one that matters the most because it'll be across the board. I'm under the impression you can buy one of each, so if the rewards are good enough in like tier 3, it might be worth sacrificing some higher tier runs in order to get a guaranteed pull. But let's go ahead and check. So tier 1, it's your standard 3 stars. Tier 2 classics, those are fine, so that'll be good. It's nice to see it capped off at the 3 stars, so no premium hero crystal trolls. Tier 2, we again see 3 stars as well, with the addition of some 4 stars and an upscaling of the rewards overall. So tier 1, tier 2 rifts, really not going to be ideal for people to run. You're probably going to want to try to run tier 3 at the minimum. But here we see your standard 4-star rewards and materials. We see some class 6 stones available, a 4-star awakening gem, and a small quantity of 5-star and legendary crystals. So unless you're really itching for that 4-star class awakening gem, you probably won't be pushing for that like guaranteed. But there are going to be many people who have yet to push uncollected or cavalier maybe even who want that 4-star champion and that awakening gem, so that might be worth it to you to grab that guaranteed, but you can honestly probably get those elsewhere. And then for tier 4, we see 5-star 6 stones at a pretty hefty chance, 22%, but you only get 5. We see 1,000 5-star shards, 2,000 5-star shards on a 31% chance, so about a third of the time there. Tier 5 basic catalyst fragments, 4,500. That's a pretty good amount, again on a 1 out of 10. Tier 2, you get a whole one if you happen to pull that. We have small and then high value 6-star shards, a full 5-star featured on 5%, a full 5-star basic at 5%, and a 5-star awakening gem class specific at 3%. So essentially, if out of your 18 times you opt to use 6 of those, right, so a third of your times to like get a guaranteed, you could get a guaranteed 5-star or a guaranteed 5-star awakening gem. I feel like a lot of people will probably go for that gem because that's like super valuable, and then the people who don't need the gem will grab the featured crystal, which is also super valuable and awesome to have. I think this is really cool because then after that you do 12 runs and just like mathematically speaking, you'll probably get somewhere in the range of like, well, rough here, we're just rough estimating, so don't butcher me if I screw these probabilities, but you're probably looking at an additional 4,000 to 5,000 5-star shards on average, as well as about 10 to 15 5-star 6 stones, and then maybe a good 1,200 or so 6-star shards, and then 1 tier 2 alpha, and the standard 4,500 tier 5 basic, assuming you get just the rough spread. So yeah, the rewards, assuming your luck is spread out and perfectly even, you get a bit more, maybe about a half a 5-star, maybe 75% of a 5-star more than we typically get in a month, in addition to some 6 stones and a little bit more 6-star shards as well, plus the chance at multiple 5-star awakening gems. If you're talking about how to do these rewards, I can tell you right now, because a lot of people are going to ask how should you do them. My suggestion is, if you're running tier 4 onlys, right, is buy your guaranteed, because like just being able to guaranteed get like a 5-star basic or a 5-star featured crystal is already super worth, and it's worth losing out on the lottery chances, because like guaranteed rewards are always better to have than, you know, RNG and hoping you get lucky, unless you know you got insane luck like Domino. And then just run your other 12 like normal, nothing crazy. Just make sure that, you know, when you run your last one, you use your guaranteed as well. Because I know some people, they might be like, well, what if I get lucky, I get the awakening gem, and then I don't need it? That's the reason why you would stall out. But just, you know, on your last one, then go roll for the gem. Or if you got lucky, then you can roll for an extra crystal or something. That's probably what I'll be doing. Because I don't particularly need an awakening gem for class specific, but it also wouldn't be bad to have like a skill or something sitting on my roster so I can use my generic instead. Overall, a pretty good month looking forward. I see a lot of really good stuff. If I want to talk about the month as a whole, I really like seeing this target and these special objectives. These seem pretty reasonable. I'd like to know, excuse me, if this is going to be a daily thing or if there's going to be a timer, like we can run, you know, we can store up to 3. I'd really like to see the storage, because otherwise that's going to be frustrating. But I think that because you can complete this special objective just by playing the game, or even just doing a quick duel, that's a very, very friendly daily quest to run, and I think that's perfectly reasonable. I like the concept of having dailies in the game, especially when they're very, very reasonable and obtainable. I think that the way they've spread this out is very well, and like having you use your 2 stars is really cool. I love having lower star gate champion pools to really encourage like a strong spread of the roster and get some value out of those lower star champions, especially as, you know, a lot of us collect more and more rare or like less common 2 stars. It's really nice to get to be able to use them. I think it would have been really, really nice on these crystals here, the junior and senior red room crystals, for there to be 1 stars in there. I feel like that's a big miss, and it's going to be commented on for sure, is we are all still waiting on 1-star crystals for variant 4. Which just kind of hurts, because like right now, again, Caustic Temper, Mordo, like Hulk is really the only viable option. Yeah, you can use Vision, but like Hulk is really the only one that reasonably handles that fight, and it just kind of feels unnecessary. This is a really good opportunity for them to introduce 1-stars, so that feels like a hard miss. But otherwise, I think next month looks really, really solid, depending on how difficult and how time consuming these rifts are, but they don't look like they will be, so I'm super pumped about that. That said, I think, you know, next month is going to be really great. I think it looks really, really accessible on the front, considering like the use of 2 stars in the Red Room ops, and then you'll just use higher stars to push your selected rewards. I think the tier 3 rewards look a little weak in comparison to the tier 4. I would have liked to see some balancing there, because not everybody is going to be able to push tier 4, but again, it just comes down to difficulty. So let me know what you're hyped about, maybe something I missed. I always appreciate more information, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.